Homesteading, page 184. Make your own foods. Make your own butter. Making butter the old-fashioned way is incredibly simple and very gratifying. It's a great project to do with kids too. All you need is a jar, a marble, some fresh cream, and about 20 minutes. Number 1, start with about twice as much heavy whipping cream as you'll want butter. Pour it into the jar. Drop in the marble. Close the lid tightly and start shaking. Number 2, check the consistency of the cream every 3 to 4 minutes. The liquid will turn into whipped cream, and then eventually you'll see little clumps of butter forming in the jar. Keep shaking for another few minutes and then begin to strain out the liquid into another jar. This is buttermilk, which is great for use in making pancakes, waffles, biscuits, and muffins. There's a picture of butter. Number 3, the butter is now ready, but it will store better if you wash and work it. Add a half cup of ice cold water and continue to shake for 2 or 3 minutes. Strain out the water and repeat. When the strained water is clear, mash the butter to extract the last of the water and strain. Number 4, scoop the butter into a ramekin mold or wax paper. If desired, add salt or chopped fresh herbs to your butter just before storing or serving. Butter can also be made in a food processor or blender to speed up the processing time. Here's a picture of the steps for making butter. It shows a glass jar. It shows heavy cream, shows the marble, it shows the cream in the glass jar, and it shows the marble being put in. And here's the part where it shows it pouring out the liquid into a bowl or whatever, or maybe that's getting all the buttermilk out, and then you're left with the butter. Here's a picture of a glass jar, milk, and berries. Make your own yogurt. Yogurt is simple to make and is delicious on its own as a dessert, in baked goods, or in place of sour cream. Yogurt is basically fermented milk. You can make it, page 185, by adding the active cultures, I think that's how you say it, cultures or cultures, Streptococcus, Thermophilus, and Lactobacillus bulgaricus to heated milk, which will produce lactic acid, creating yogurt's tart flavor and thick consistency. Yogurt is thought to have originated many centuries ago among the nomadic tribes of Eastern Europe and Western Asia. Milk stored in animal skins would acidify and coagulate. The acid helped preserve the milk from further spoilage and from the growth of pathogens, which are disease-causing microorganisms. Ingredients. Make 4 to 5 cups of yogurt. Number 1 quart milk. It can be cream, it can be whole, it can be low fat, or it can even be skim milk. In general, the higher the milk fat level in the yogurt, the creamier and smoother it will taste. Note, if you use home-produced milk, it must, that's highlighted, be pasteurized before preparing yogurt. See the center box for tips on pasteurizing milk. Non-fat dry milk powder. Use 1/3 cup powder when using whole or low-fat milk, or use 2/3 cup powder when using skim milk. The higher the milk solids, the firmer the yogurt will be. For even more firmness, add gelatin. Directions below. Commercial, unflavored, cultured yogurt. Use 1/4 cup. Be sure the product label indicates that it contains a live culture. Also note the content of the culture. L. bulgaricus and S. thermophilus are required in yogurt, but some manufacturers may add L. acidophilus or B. bifidum. The later two are used for slight variations in flavor, but more commonly for health reasons attributed to these organisms. All culture variations will make a successful yogurt. 2 to 4 tablespoons sugar or honey. It's optional. 1 teaspoon unflavored gelatin. It's optional. For a thick, firm yogurt, swell 1 teaspoon gelatin in a little milk for 5 minutes. Add this to the milk and non-fat dry milk mixture before cooking. Supplies. Double boiler or regular saucepan, 1 to 2 quarts in capacity, larger than the volume of yogurt you wish to make. Cooking or jelly thermometer. A thermometer that can clip to the side of the saucepan and remain in the milk works best. Accurate temperatures are critical for successful processing. A mixing spoon, yogurt containers, cups with lids or canning jars with lids, incubator, a yogurt maker, oven, heating pad, or warm spot in your kitchen. To use your oven, place yogurt containers into deep pans of 110 degrees Fahrenheit water. Water should come at least halfway up the containers. Set oven temperature at lowest point to maintain water temperature at 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Monitor temperature throughout incubation, making adjustments as necessary. How to pasteurize raw milk. If you are using fresh milk that hasn't been processed, you can pasteurize it yourself. Heat water in the bottom section of a double boiler and pour milk into the top section. Cover the milk and heat to 165 degrees Fahrenheit while stirring constantly for uniform heating. Cool immediately by setting the top section of the double boiler in ice water or cold running water. Store milk in the refrigerator in clean containers until ready for making yogurt. Processing. Number 1. Combine ingredients and heat. Heating the milk is necessary to change the milk proteins so that they set together rather than form curds and whey. Do not substitute this heating step for pasteurization. Place cold pasteurized milk in a double boiler and stir in non-fat dry milk powder. Adding non-fat dry milk to heated milk will cause some milk proteins to coagulate and form strings. Add sugar or honey if a sweeter, less tart yogurt is desired. Heat milk to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, stirring gently, and hold for 10 minutes for thinner yogurt, or hold 20 minutes for thicker yogurt. Do not boil. Be careful and stir consistently to avoid scorching if not using a double boiler. Number 2, cool and inoculate. Place the top of the double boiler in cold water to cool milk rapidly to 112 to 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Remove 1 cup of the warm milk and blend it with the yogurt starter culture. Add this to the rest of the warm milk. The temperature of the mixture should now be 110 to 112 degrees Fahrenheit. Number 3, incubate. Pour immediately into clean, warm containers. Cover and place in prepared incubator. Close the incubator and incubate about 4 to 7 hours at 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Yogurt should set firm when the proper acid level is achieved, pH 4.6. Incubating yogurt for several hours past the time after the yogurt has set will produce more acidity. This will result in a more tart or acidic flavor and eventually cause the whey to separate. Number 4, refrigerate. Rapid cooling stops the development of acid. Yogurt will keep for about 10 to 21 days if held in the refrigerator at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or lower. Yogurt types. Set yogurt. A solid set where the yogurt firms in a container and is not disturbed. Stirred yogurt. Yogurt made in a large container, then spooned or otherwise dispensed into secondary serving containers. The consistency of the set is broken and the texture is less firm than set yogurt. This is the most popular form of commercial yogurt. End of page.